Go to TAPgiles.com to learn dreams, engage my services, and support the channel. Let's try and make a tilting table based on the local orientation of the controller sensor. So we got our surface, and let's just make a copy of it because we need like an anchor point. And then I'll get, and we'll actually need a second one because we want these to kind of rotate like that. And then this one to rotate forwards and backwards so we can control them separately. These can actually be smaller, so I'll just make a cube and I want it to be in the center, so let's put that in the center like that. And then move it down. Let's just make it. Okay. And they have a bolt, so this would go like left and right. Turn on X-ray, and I'll move that out of the way. It doesn't actually matter where the end gizmos are for a bolt, so we can just move them wherever we like. Okay, so that can go left and right now, like that. And then this one will follow it because it's bolted as well. And this will go like forwards and backwards. We want this to be kind of in the center, in like the top center of the thing, so the table will move. This whole thing will rotate as if that point is the center of rotation. And then, so we'll have that one like pointing out like that. And then we've got this second one. Which rotates like that. And we'll put that in the same spot. Move that up as well. Let's make that ignore gravity, no density. There we go. And the same for these other things. Okay, so now we can kind of keyframe things how we want them. So I'll have a timeline tilting left and right. Let's pin that to the screen. So this will tilt left, which is probably a bit extreme, but you know, that's how we do things here. Okay, and they go blend between each other with no smoothing, so that it's completely linear. So you can see it's like rotating from that point we set on there, and we can just adjust our logic so that it doesn't actually go that far. Let's turn this off. Okay, and then we have another timeline for forwards and backwards. Put it to the screen. And that would be this one actually. So forwards, and backwards. No smoothing. And turn that one off as well. And let's start making the actual logic. So we have a chip. And just shove those in there. And then we want to get our local motion sensor local thing. Put that in there. Get a controller sensor. And that can just be relative. And we need an object to actually possess. So I think I'll just grab. Oh, these should be invisible. There's invisible, and then copy one. And it doesn't matter where this is really, because we're just going to be possessing it and then not doing anything with it. Let's stay on screen and off screen indicator, turn those off, and then it won't bother you. That's just so that an object is possessed, because you know how an imp kind of stops at the edges. That also stops the motion sensing output. So you're not getting the proper gyro readout unless you're actually possessing an object. And just hiding the imp doesn't work. You've got to do it this way. So that's just to kind of get around that problem. And we'll have an actual camera gadget, so it just stays in one place. So like if you get that sort of view. And we'll wire in a switch which kind of locks it in so that even if this is off the screen, it won't really care. It will still stay in the camera. So motion sensor, and cool. So if we use like the pitch, you can see the directions. It's like a nod, so it's tilting the controller back and forward, and it's got the icon as well, which helps visualize it. So hopefully that helps people tell them apart, because it can be quite confusing. Cool, and we know these values are between negative pi and positive pi, and we want to turn that into a percentage between 0 and 1. So if we go down, we'll just do this roughly, because otherwise we'll be here all day. We'll just do like 3.14 anyway. That should be easy enough. Okay, and have that control that. No, not that one. Yeah, that one. So we just wire that into the playhead, and just leave that on. So now I'm like pulling up, and it's going away, so it's kind of the wrong way around, but it's working. So let's just change those around like that. Turn smoothing off again. Okay, so that's forward and backwards. This is left and right. So we want roll. Oh wait, I didn't do the thing. Like a numpty. I've got to put that through that first. There we go. Oh. Where's it going? Oh. Left. Oh. What? Oh, maybe I should like just not have these movable at all. So it should still work on the keyframes. Should still work. Let's see what that does. Oh, now it works. So I guess the physics system just really didn't like it. Let's try turning both of them on at the same time. So left and right is correct. Forwards and backwards is correct. Wait. No, left and right is backwards. Let's just flip those around then. Okay, so tilt left, tilt right, tilt up, tilt down, and it's just matching the controller, which is pretty cool. When you get into this stuff, there's quite an interesting effect. So you know how you hold the options button to recenter the imp. That resets kind of the base rotation of your controller for the motion sensor outputs and the imp, because it all comes from the same thing. So if you recenter it now, it will recenter it. If you point left, which you can't actually see it happening really, then it recenters it kind of left and right, pointing left and right like you do with the imp, but not for tilting it like this. It just doesn't reset it at all. So I'm still tilting it and stuff. So that's kind of a weird kind of caveat to be aware of. Only thing is that if you were planning on having that paper boat, like following that paper boat along the sea and stuff, the pivot point is still back here. So when you're over here, you kind of want the pivot point to be under the boat instead of way back here. So it will probably look weird. It won't like work properly or whatever.
Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something interesting. Go to patreon.com/TAPgiles to learn something new every day.